Welcome back, folks. Let's talk about the redistricting fight, school choice, and Auburn coaching news. My name's Ike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. Now, will there be a new congressional districting map for Alabama this election cycle? 14 other states are supporting Alabama's effort to get the U.S. Supreme Court to block a court order to redraw the lines, reports AL.com's Mike Kasich. Now, previously, a 3-judge federal court sided with plaintiffs in a case against Alabama, ruling that congressional redistricting plans in the state may violate the Voting Rights Act because it has only one majority black district out of 6. Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall appealed that decision and is asking the Supreme Court for a stay, arguing that the redistricting plan does not violate the Voting Rights Act and that complying with the order would mean actually drawing the districts with race as the predominant factor. The districts in Alabama are largely similar to how they've been drawn up since 1992. Now, the Louisiana AG filed a brief with the Supreme Court to back Alabama's efforts to receive a stay. In it, Jeff Landry said this is a cycle in which census information came out late, requiring the states to turn around their redistricting plans quickly. And now this ruling against Alabama is causing more problems while the state prepares for this year's elections. The Louisiana AG was joined on the motion by AGs from Arizona, Arkansas, Georgia, Indiana, Kentucky, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Texas, Utah, and West Virginia. The Alabama GOP filed a motion as well, arguing that the court had wrongly used racial benchmarks instead of traditional districting principles. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas requested that plaintiffs offer their response to the state of Alabama's request for a stay by noon today. Alabama State Senator Del Marsh, an Anniston Republican, says he plans on filing a school choice bill that would allow parents of students who are not attending their local public school to take the value of that education with them, reports AL.com's Tricia Powell-Crane of the Alabama Education Lab. Now, what that means is that the parents can take a monetary amount. For example, last year was about $6,300 and send it instead to whatever schooling the student is getting, such as a private school or homeschool. Now, instead of using a voucher, Alabama parents would be able to use education savings accounts to hold and access the actual money. 8 states are already using education savings accounts, or ESAs, and EdChoice data shows that around 30,000 students in the nation are using ESAs. Marsh's hope here is that it would create a marketplace where parents are making choices on what kind of education to pay for, and that resulting competition would make the public schools better. There's an identical bill in the House. Citing personal reasons and a need to step away from football, Auburn University's new offensive coordinator never even got to break in a new headset, according to AL.com reports. Austin Davis has stepped down from Coach Brian Harson's staff less than a month after he arrived on campus. Harson will now be looking for a third OC in his 13 months on the plane. Davis said, quote, "My decision to resign is 100% based on personal reasons. After more than a decade in the NFL, with the daily grind as a player and coach, I've realized how much I miss my family and my desire to spend more time with them." Now, still talking about Auburn coaches, but we'll move over to basketball. We didn't mention it yesterday, in case you missed it. Bruce Pearl has signed a new contract with the Tigers. If you're an Auburn basketball fan, I hope you're okay with this whole Bruce Pearl thing, because the new deal is for 8 years and will pay him $50.2 million. The Tigers are currently number 1 in the nation in the Associated Press Top 25, their first ever time to hold the top spot in that poll. Thank y'all so much for listening. We don't take it for granted. We'll be back here again tomorrow. Until then, stop by and see us anytime you can on the internet at AL.com.